Hello, everyone. Before we get started with a very special Memorial Day video that's related to the MTA, I just want to quickly thank everybody who's given me and Matt Camper very nice and kind words with our coverage of the incident that happened on the Montauk branch this weekend. Every person who has thanked us through the comments and on Twitter. I can't really, go individually, but you know who you are if you've thanked us, and it means the world to us. This is what we do. This is what we're best known for, and whenever there's service disruptions or suspensions, we'll be all over it when it first happens. And I'll continue to do what I do. Matt will continue to do what he does on his channel, and we'll just take it from there. Before we get to the nice Memorial Day story that Jason Anthony Pinero shared with me earlier this morning, which has a lot to do with the MTA, a quick update on the Montauk branch restoration. So, at precisely 1:24 a.m., the Long Island Railroad tweeted that the 109 train from Jamaica due into Montauk at 4:09 did proceed east of Speonk and made all local scheduled stops to Montauk. And then the other tweet I got was this one, which was the 7:04 train from Montauk due into Jamaica at 9:53 a.m. will be the first westbound train to operate as intended to Jamaica, making all scheduled stops. Train service on the Montauk branch is operating on or close to schedule. Thank you for your patience. So, keeping in mind there are people who we have to thank for a 2-day restoration period. I know there were a lot of angry people, and, I understand why they were angry and frustrated trying to get out to the Hamptons on Saturday and trying to get out yesterday. Let's all thank Long Island Railroad President Philip Bang, and can't believe I'm actually saying this, but Long Island Railroad President Catherine Rinaldi, she actually sent her crew from Metro North, a couple of her crews, down to Long Island this past weekend to try to restore service east of Speonk. So they both deserve all the credit, and I would hope that at their respectable committee meetings taking place on June 24th that Philip Bang and, of course, Catherine Rinaldi will be able to commend each other's work and trying to get it as quickly as possible, and trying to make sure that the westbound train from Montauk to Penn later today can get back into Manhattan and get those people who had a fun weekend out in Montauk, who had, I would consider them leaving on Friday a luxury, because they should just count their blessings they got to enjoy their weekends. Unlike the other people who tried attempting it on Saturday and then they couldn't. So, listen, it's a long summer. Matt Camper's flexibility. I hope he gets to do Southampton Station Tour on June 22nd. Matt, if you're watching, I really hope you get to do it, because I was looking forward to seeing you do that, and especially how you went with MTA Prodigy last year. So, before I get to the Memorial Day story, quickly remind everybody, tomorrow I am going to Huntington. I am going to Huntington tomorrow for my summit this week, and June agenda video should be up on Monday, June 3rd. There might be a last-minute scheduled change. I was supposed to do Long Island Railroad, but I'll have to get back to somebody who might be joining me on a summit, possibly in June. I don't know yet, but that is to be determined. So, let's get to the Memorial Day story. Once again, thanks to my fellow contributor Jason Anthony Pinero for giving me this story. It's a very nice, wonderful story for Memorial Day. And very quickly, to everybody who has served in past battle, thank you for your service. And especially know every year it's sad to bring it up, but I'm never going to forget the men and women who have we've recently lost in Iraq and Afghanistan, and it's very sad to always bring up those people who we lost. But lighter note, we do have to talk about what positive things going on with Memorial Day. So, World War II Airman is leading charge to give half-price Metro cards to New York veterans. So I will show you his picture. This right here is H.P. Schroer. Now, if you don't know who he is, and I actually know who he is in the transit community, and he's brought up in the transit forums as well, he actually is a World War II veteran, and he's been fighting for a long time now to get half-price Metro cards. $135 discount that I enjoy with disability and seniors, of course. Now he's trying to fight and try to get veterans a discount. Now, New York City's veterans have made huge sacrifices for their country, and one World War II airman thinks state officials should repay them with discounted transit rides. H.P. Schroer, who is 92 years old, has been chief lobbyist for a bill that would allocate a portion of the state's budget to half-price Metro cards and commuter rail tickets for any member of the U.S. Armed Forces who is honorably discharged. Veterans who are seniors already get half-price rides, and under the new Fair Fares program, those who live below the poverty line or in college and will soon receive a discount. The tens of thousands of New York-based veterans who are not in those groups must pay full price. So, pretty much, let's say you've been recently discharged from Iraq or Afghanistan, right? And I personally know somebody who was like that. He came home from battle in Afghanistan, and he was upset that he didn't get a discount. Well, thanks to H.P. Schroer, all of those recent men and women who were honorably discharged from Iraq and Afghanistan will hopefully get their pays due, thanks to the loyal advocacy of H.P. Schroer. Schroer, joined by members of the legislature, wants this to change. So, this is what he recently was quoted saying. The public thinks for most part the veterans travel for no cost. Schroer, who in 1944 was assigned to anti-submarine patrol as a member of the Naval Air Corps. When they become aware that younger veterans travel for full price, they ask why. And again, that's why I have brought up Iraq and Afghanistan. Because, those men and women who came home to New York and, they're expecting a discount, they don't get that discount. So, that's what HP is trying to bring up here. And speaking of 1944, it's very relatable to the topic at hand. Next Thursday, which will be June 6th, and I'm hoping maybe the entire country will do this to take a moment of silence for the men and women who we lost on, well, honorable men. I don't know if there were any women, but for all the service members who we lost on D-Day, the invasion of Normandy. It will be the 75th anniversary of the invasion of Normandy in France. Honestly, the turning point of World War II. And I just hope that everybody will just think on that day and just be thankful that, whoever did battle on that day sacrificed for our freedom. So anyhow, the bill introduced by Assemblyman Jeff Dinowitz, a Democrat from the Bronx, has been inching its way through the legislature this year. It has a majority support in the Assembly, and lawmakers are hoping to muster enough votes in the Senate by the end of the legislative session on June 19th. And hopefully it would end up on Governor Andrew Cuomo's desk. And hopefully Cuomo will not be a monster and he'll actually approve this. So here's another picture of H.P. Schroer at his home station along the Central Park West line, 86th Street, along the B and the C. The money for the discount would now come out of the MTA's budget. The bill requires the state payer for the program is in full. This is a small way to at least partially repay many of those people who have fought in wars, Dinowitz said. Dinowitz says estimates show that 40,000 and 45,000 veterans in the 5 boroughs, Westchester and Nassau County, would potentially take advantage of this program. The cost of the program will be between $37 and $57 million, which assurers per out could just cost 2 cents per fare collected by the MTA. Schroer, who has been a regular president at MTA board meetings for the past 18 months, given testimony in support of the program. He's rallying Albany and launching a phone campaign to push the bill over the finish line. The bill is currently sitting in the Assembly's Ways and Means Committee. Dinowitz hopes to put it up for a full floor vote in the next couple of weeks. And once again, I know I'm desperate, and I know I don't like my state senator, but Jan, if you're watching this, you need to approve the bill. You better approve it. Because I'm not going to be too happy if you vote against it. Because again, this is why I was hoping Vicky would win. Because Vicky actually supports our troops. I don't know if John does, but this has to be approved. I don't know if the Democrats... There's one Democrat in this article who wants to approve it. And, our veterans deserve the discounts. Our men and women who have recently come home from battle in Iraq and Afghanistan deserve the same benefits. We've got a whole generation of guys that went to war who were treated pretty poorly when they came back, said Senator John Brooks of Long Island. The bill's chief sponsor in the Senate. It's a half-price fare program. It's not overly expensive thing, and it's a way of saying thank you to somebody who has served. MTA Chairman Pat Voigt commended Schroer's commitment to the cause and thanked him for his service. Pat Voigt recently said, Mr. Schroer's determination and resolve mark him as a member of the greatest generation. And thank you to Clayton Goose for writing this article. He actually graduated from DePaul University. Believe it or not, he actually covered Chicago too, so that's pretty good. So I think, show you HP's picture one more time. So HP, if you are also watching this video, and once again to every service member who has served, thank you very much for your service. We wouldn't be having this nice day off if it wasn't for you guys. And again, we shouldn't take our troops for granted. These are, again, men and women who fight for us every day to make sure that we keep our freedoms, our quality of life, and, they're making sure that foreign enemies are being taken care of. So with that, thank you all for watching this video, and until the next one, please take care.